Hey, everybody, and welcome to yet another One Youth live show. I am excited to have everybody here. It is our regular Wednesday night, regular time. And you know what place it's at? It's wherever you want it to be at. So I don't know where you're at. Maybe you can get in the chat and tell us where you're actually viewing. Maybe you're in your backyard. Maybe you're in your garage like me. Maybe you're in your living room. I don't know. I don't know where you choose to view the One Amazing Life or One Youth live show, but wherever that is, hey, let us know. Show us where you're at. Or let us know where you're at. Hey, as always, with me is a couple of fantastic people and the co-host, as always, Mr. Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing awesome as always. You know me, Jamie. Grateful to be here. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing out in YouTube land today? I see you guys are blowing up the chat already. Jamie, people are talking about how much they miss the Costco pizza. Is that shocking to you?
Occasionally I miss eating some cardboard boxes with cheese on it too. Occasionally, once in a while, I get a little craving for it. You know what I miss about it? I miss that it's like there's so much of it. I think it's a quantity thing.
It is a quantity thing. I hear you. It's the same thing, right? It's just comforting to know it's there. I don't really eat that much of it, but just to know that it's there.
Hey, now, Chris, you have told us before that you are the number one hope dealer. I've heard you say that before. And I see you have a shirt that might even prove that today. So let's see what that says. Neighborhood hope dealer.
That's helping others prosper eternally.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, also with some sweet gear today is the main man Patrick. Patrick,
hey,
I love the One Youth hat,
and I have the Forest Home pin on there representing Forest Home.
Very nice.
So we got that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then my favorite Hawaiian shirt, and then just like gym shorts, because no one sees
what? No one asks what you're wearing. No one asks what you're wearing below the screen. You don't have
TMI, man.
That's right, TMI. Just it's casual. That everyone's logged in. I just want to give a couple little reminders to all of us out there as you are watching and engaging with the show. First of all, obviously, we want you to chat with each other, talk to each other. That is something that is highly encouraged. So just hypothetically, if you're Amy or you're Keeley or you're Dave Butterfield or Peter Law or Jesse Shaw or Chris Stewart or me, feel free to talk to each other. Let each other know what's going on in your life. Talk to all of us. We are excited today because we have a couple fun things that are going on. The first big one and the part of this show that is going to be exciting tonight is we're going to hear from some of you who are going to talk about helping others. Now, that doesn't mean just you helping others. It could also mean people you've seen helping others, or it could mean how you have received help from other people. So we're going to talk about the people who help out. And I think much like Chris's shirt, that's going to be some hope that will be dealt. And so today we get to do some hope dealing. Excited about hope dealing. I also want to let you know that we're going to be answering questions that the viewers have about us. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what questions I would ask Patrick. Like maybe you want to ask Patrick a couple things about I don't know what's a good thing. How about you could ask him about what color shirt he might be wearing, but I think maybe that one did we miss the mark on that, Pat?
We missed the mark on that. But you know what, Jamie, ask me anything. I'll answer anything for you.
Can we still do it?
Okay, ask me anything right now.
So we don't have to figure that. So let's say you want to know, hey, when was the first time Patrick embarrassed himself at high school? Because I know there was more than one time that happened. But maybe when he was in high school, one time he embarrassed himself. You could ask him that question. Yeah. Or maybe you want to know what kind of hair gel Chris uses. Because we talked about how his hair just keeps on going. It's amazing. It's an amazing feat of engineering. Or if you have any questions for us, here's what we're gonna promise. And I don't know if Chris or Pat even know this, but we're gonna promise that we're gonna answer to the best of our ability with as much honesty as we absolutely can. So,
Whoa.
feel
All
free
right.
to light up the chat with those questions. I know. Feel free to light up
He's
the
out.
chat with those questions. And yeah, Chris is like, he's like, I'm not. Did you quit
I'm
already?
just showing you. I have my hand on a Bible that I will tell the truth. Okay, I want to point that out.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
All right. That's good. I appreciate that about you, Chris. So we're gonna be answering some questions. That's gonna happen later. But if you want a question answered about Patrick or Jamie, or Chris, put those in the chat, and we will save those for later. So make sure you ask those questions of us. And again, we'll answer them all because that's just how we are.
Yeah.
Good times. Hey, so tonight, as that happens and as we're getting that going, also don't forget that you guys are able maybe later to call into the show and share with us a time when you have helped someone else out, maybe in the last few weeks, or someone else has helped you out, or you've seen people helping each other. Because we want to highlight those stories tonight. I think that is going to do some good for all of us. So be ready if you want to call in. You can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
But now, and this is the fun part, we got a game for you tonight.
Oh yeah.
We got a game?
We've got a game, and Patrick is so excited about it. He's so
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah, and
Now,
we need someone exciting to call in right now and play. That number is 760-212-4743. Call in now, and you will get to play my favorite upfront game. A lot of you probably already know what that is. So call right now.
Patrick's.
Now, Patrick, here's what I need to know. I ask this every week. What is the prize? I need to be inspired. What is the prize going to be when I play this game with you?
You want me to tell him the prize, or you want to tell him, Patrick?
Jamie, this is your time to shine with the prize.
The prize tonight. Now, the prize tonight is going to be, as we've done in the past, a pizza delivered to your house. Now, not just any pizza. This is going to be my favorite pizza. Now, many of you know, and I know my favorite pizza. I spent 3 months of my life working at a Pizza Hut making pizza when I was 15 years old. So there you go. So if you want to win what I think is the best pizza, then you should call in right now and we'll get you lined up to play the game, which is Patrick's favorite game on the show. Now, Chris, I forgot. What was your favorite pizza? We talked about, I think you had 2 pizzas that you like a lot. Is that right?
I did. One was the Hawaiian, and the other one was pepperoni and jalapeno. And
now, the jalapeno, that's...
delivered. Yeah, they were both delivered last week. It was delicious. I thank you so much. That was awesome.
We sent you
Jamie,
2
You know
pizzas?
what I was thinking? And this is great. Yeah, that's how the Lord works. You know what I mean? He knows how I was doing a good job for him. So, you know what? I'll tell the people that are listening really need to call in for this game because I've eaten pizza with Jamie numerous times across the country, and this guy is a pizza master. Jamie, you remember when me and you and Pat went to that pizza place in Florida that had like the 20 different kinds or whatever? That was a good time, wasn't it?
I do. In Tampa, you buy it by the slice, line out the door, wrapped around. That was some good pizza.
That's right. We had our friend from Forest Home there as well. Amy was there. And we were representing SBPC hard in the Tampa Bay, Florida area that day. I'll tell you that.
You know, I was never thinking that Tampa was the place to go for pizza. That never, occurred to me that if you want a good slice of pizza, go to Tampa.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, I would think if you want, a gator, maybe go to Tampa. Yeah. Right? Is that what they have there? I don't know.
Senior citizen home.
That's right. That's right. You go to Tampa, but a good piece of pizza. You can also get in Tampa, and I would give a shout out to the name of that place, but for the life of me, I cannot remember it. But I'm sure it's something you could Google. Good times. Pizza, Patrick.
What about? Let's talk. Not to change subjects.
Huh?
I think I'm sorry, guys. I think I was glitching on you. I was gonna ask Patrick what his favorite pizza was, and then Chris said not to change subjects. So I'm not sure which direction to go. Pat, why don't you tell us real quick? I forgot what your favorite is.
Yeah, my favorite pizza is definitely hands down anchovy. Totally kidding.
That's a lie.
I've never had anchovies in my life. I've never had anchovy pizza. That sounds
Never?
No. Okay, Chris. Now there's a story behind that. Come on. How come you said never like that? What's your story?
Well, it's not what my story is. It's just that I know you, and I feel like you're the kind of person at like 7 that would order an anchovy pizza just so nobody else would eat any of your pizza, and you got a whole one to yourself. And so I find it hard to believe that you have never had anchovy pizza.
Yeah, never.
You're a daredevil, man. You're like a Viking, a warrior.
Yeah,
I think you would try everything. I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, I would try it if it popped up, but I would never order it. That sounds too exciting for me.
I've had it before. It's fishy, you know. It's not really that gross. It's just kind of fishy.
You know, I think when people say, "Hey, what do you think anchovies taste like?" To me, it's like, "Oh, they taste like anchovies." Pretty much whatever you'd expect an anchovy to taste like.
It's just like a salty little fish nugget or something weird, I guess. I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
You know what? Let's get back on track to the happy thoughts. You know what else?
Yeah, let's move away from anchovies and move to some happier thoughts. And we'll see if we can get someone lined up to play this game because they really do want to win, and I want them to win. You know, I want
They
them to win.
This is going to be a fun game too.
That's right. Pat, do we have anyone close to lined up yet? Or are we still?
You know, we got someone that's willing to play. Hey, you're on the show.
Hi, it's Ava.
Who is this?
Ava.
Ava.
Part of the girl gang.
Hey, Ava, how you doing? You doing good?
I'm good. How are you?
Girl gang.
Now, Ava, you won a pizza last week.
Yeah, I did, but Megan texted me and said I wanted pizza last week, but maybe this week, instead of a pizza, you'd send me some sort of dessert. Like, I don't know, that kind of sounds like a good idea.
Oh.
You know, and last week we sent her a pizza, but she did not play the game.
I know. She had a friend, as an act of kindness, send her the pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it made my night.
That is a great example for tonight. Hey, you know what, Ava? I will send you my favorite dessert tonight if you win this game. And
Okay,
you know
now
what my favorite dessert is? It's pizza.
I don't.
That's my favorite dessert. Is pizza. I love pizza. So
okay,
you were gonna get.
I know you dessert, but those cinnamon things from Domino's are so good. Like, I highly recommend it to anybody.
Oh.
Wait, what?
That's interesting. Cinnamon things from Domino's. I've never heard of whatever a cinnamon thing from Domino's is.
I have no idea what that is.
That's right, Jamie. The girl gang knows desserts. We're desertarians in the girl gang. You know what I mean? We got it.
Yes.
We'll tell you any dessert from here to New York City. We got
Apparently. All right. Well, hey, let's get this game going, Patrick. Let's make this thing happen. Patrick, what are we playing tonight?
Oh, we're playing my favorite game, which is a great game called Higher and Lower. Oh.
Yes.
Higher or lower.
How are we going to do this digitally, Patrick?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jamie. We're going to play it. You know,
That is a great question.
I went through a lot of hoops and bounds today to get another screen or another camera set up here. And it's turning on right now. And I have a camera here that is
all right.
Is looking down at this little box. My hands, and here's the deck of cards.
This is like a can you do a magic trick?
I maybe later will do a magic trick. All right. So I got the cards here, Ava. I know that you can't really see this, but it's okay because I am going to be telling you the cards that are red. Now, Ava, it's you versus the hosts. All right.
What did you say?
Ava, it's you versus Jamie and Chris. Now here is the thing. You just have to win a round. And if you win 2 out of the 3 rounds, we're sending you a pizza. And if I'm gonna lay out the cards like normal, aces are low and higher or lower, kings are high. I'm gonna tell you the card that's face up and ask you the question: is the next card higher or lower? You get to say higher or lower. If you get it right, you're going on, and if you get it wrong, then you're out for that round, and you're gonna have to try again in round 2. You win 2 out of the 3 rounds. You're the winner of a giant pizza. You're gonna be playing against Chris and Jamie. And so they're also going to get to guess. Moving forward, all 3 of you could say higher. All 3 of you could say lower. It doesn't matter, but that's how we're going to play today. Does that all make sense, Ava?
Yes.
All right, Ava, I'm going to deal out the cards right now. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5.
I believe in you. You got this. Focus.
All right, here we go.
We're trying to play against her here, Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry. Never mind.
So the first card is a 2. A 2. Ava, is the next card going to be higher or lower than a 2?
I'm going to go with higher.
Okay, Jamie?
I think let me consult my my playbook here. I think we're going to have to go with higher.
All right.
Higher.
And Chris, is the next card higher or lower than a 2?
That's tough because my gut says lower, but I'm going to go with higher.
All right, here we go. The next card is...
That's because yeah.
Here it is. It's a 10. Okay, good. All of you move on. Ava, is the next card higher or lower than a 10?
I have to go with lower, man.
Okay, she said lower. Jamie?
I'm gonna call an audible, Patrick. I'm gonna say it's a tie.
Oh, okay. There it
I'm gonna
is.
say it's another 10.
Chris, what about you?
I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Okay, we got 2. We got a higher, a lower, and a tie.
10.
Someone is getting out right
10.
here. The correct answer is lower.
Queen.
Oh
Come
my
on,
goodness.
King.
Ava, you just
yes.
won round 1. Congratulations. You won 1 round. You have to win
What was
one
the
more
card,
time.
Patrick?
The card was a 9. There it is right there. So you all
Close.
are out. All right, round.
So
Ava,
close.
you won round 1. You got to win one more time to get the pizza. Here we go. The top card is a queen. Is the next card higher or lower than a queen, Ava?
Lower.
She said lower. Jamie?
I'm also going lower.
Okay, and Chris?
I just want to point out that should have been the last card, Patrick. I don't know what funny business you got going on over there, but I'm on to you. I'm going to go lower this time, too, but I'm watching you.
3 lowers. There it is. It's a 6.
Hey.
Good job. You all are still in. Ava, is the next card higher or lower than a 6?
Higher.
She says higher. Jamie?
I'm gonna go lower.
Okay. And Chris?
I'm going lower, too.
All right. Here it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Ava. The card was actually lower. Okay, Ava, you have to win this round against the host to get your
Tiebreaker.
pizza. You got to win this one to get the pizza against the host. Here we go. The first card... Huh?
I said that's tough.
It's tough, and it's especially tough because the first card flipped over is a 7. Do you want to go higher or lower?
Ooh.
Lower.
Okay, Jamie?
I'm gonna go with tie because I want to get the tie right.
Okay. And Chris, higher or lower than a 7?
It was 6, and then I'm going to go higher this time. I'm all in.
Higher this time. Okay, so we have a higher. Ava, you said lower, right?
Yes.
Okay, we have a lower, a higher, and a tie. Ava, the card. This is your win or loss on this card. It is lower. Ava, you just won yourself a free pizza.
Come on.
Well done.
Actually,
Well done.
I have the Megan who's in the back is speaking into my ear right now. She actually said that we're gonna send you the cinnamon things that you like. Where were those from? Where are those from? They're from Domino's, right?
Domino's.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
I've never been happier.
You've never been happier. I'm so glad you've never been happier. And and we, we are so proud that you won. We're gonna send you those cinnamon things. I don't know how, but we are. The forces that be. Someone's watching that's gonna handle this for us right now. So keep an ear and an eye at your door because you are going to win.
Well done. Are we
Wow,
also
thank
gonna
you.
send? Are we also gonna send my favorite pizza out to her too? Are we gonna do both? The
You know
favorite
what?
pizza and the little things.
We're gonna
I
send you
think you
both.
kind of have.
We're gonna
I
send.
think you have
Yeah.
You're
to.
getting dinner and dessert
You
tonight.
have to, right?
Man, my lucky day.
It,
And you also need to do this for us. Can you do this just as a favor here? When you get that pizza, two things. One, can you make sure you take a picture of it and give it to Pat so we can see what my favorite pizza is? And then also in the chat, just come back and say when you get it, because we're trying to see how quickly these pizzas are getting out to people. And I've been thoroughly impressed at how fast we can turn a pizza around.
Okay, I will do that.
all
Thank
right.
you very much.
Awesome.
All
Thank you,
right, well-
Ava. We will talk to you soon.
Good job, Ava.
Woo!
Bye,
Hey.
you guys.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Hey, it looks like there's some
Bye,
people in
Eva.
the chat. I've noticed in the chat today we even have some people like Jack Quinlan in there, and some people who are in college now are tuning back in to come say hi to everyone. Also, want to remind you in the chat if you have any questions you want to ask Patrick, myself, or Chris, we're gonna later on open up and we're gonna be honest. We're gonna tell you the real answers to it. So, any kind of question you have, feel free to ask, put it in the chat, and we will answer those later. Hey, we have a few announcements for you going on right now that are important things and good things. I know some of you, and I've talked to some people about this, you get a little bit of the screen fatigue, meaning you're sitting in front of a screen too long. I know some people out there have been getting some of those blue blocking or whatever they're called glasses that's supposed to make it easier on your eyes. I don't know a whole lot about that, but apparently that's helping some people out. And also I know people are just getting tired of being in another Zoom meeting for school, which school sometimes the Google Meets, the Google Hangouts, all that stuff, Google Classroom stuff can get you tired. But we have produced some content for you guys, and Patrick has been working hard to make sure it's easy for you to get. The first one is my favorite verse, and we're doing that on Tuesday and Thursdays on Instagram. So if you're on the One Youth Instagram account, you can look at that and see high school students. So far, it's been high school students who are posting their favorite verse and telling us why. So it's like a mini 1-minute devotion. And it's people who are doing it, which is such a good thing. So check those things out. Make sure you pay attention to them. That's coming up. My favorite verse on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, to let you know, we have the One Amazing Life podcast that's coming out on Friday. Patrick, are we announcing what that's going to be about on Friday, or are we just going to let it be a surprise?
Oh, you can let the cat out of the bag with that.
Well, which one is it, Pat? Why don't you tell us?
We
yeah, right.
yeah.
We got like 5 recorded. I'm not sure which one we're launching on.
Yeah.
On Friday.
We are ready to launch the episode that we recorded that is all about parents. So I'm super excited about it.
That's right. I should have known that.
We recorded it. It was the first one we recorded digitally, all separate over video. I'm super excited about how it turned out. So that you can check that out Friday at 10 a.m. It'll be on there. Go and bless your ears with some great content.
Bless your ears. I like that. That's a good that's a good little
That
phrase
is good.
I just came up with. Bless your ears. So that's going to be coming out, which is going to be fantastic. The One Amazing Life podcast coming out Friday at 10. Also, the One Youth Devo every Wednesday and Sunday. Pat and I do a little Devo where the two of us talk about a Bible verse and just share kind of our thoughts on it and some things we know about it. And hopefully that's something that can be a blessing to you. So you can look for that, the same place you get the One Amazing Life podcast. And here's kind of a cool thing with that is that all of our podcasts right now that we have and our Devos are on pretty much every possible place you can find podcasts. I mean, you could probably even go to MySpace and find a podcast. Is
Oh,
that right?
really?
Can you? Is that even possible?
MySpace? I don't think it's on MySpace. No, I don't think so.
But you can go to Spotify, YouTube. Um, where else do we have it? iTunes. It's like everywhere.
Yeah, and it's on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. You can find it all there or on our website, one-youth.com. It's also on there. Some of those platforms you have to pay for. Some of them are free. We try to get a good blend of everything, but you can catch it on any major platform that you listen to podcasts on.
And I've chosen the free version of listening to it. Yeah, that's kind of the way I like to roll. So free doesn't mean it's cheap. It's a quality podcast. So check that out. That's a gift for all of us. The best part about it is it's you guys talking. It's high school people telling us about their life, about what's really going on, and that's what we love about it. Also, want to let you know, high school hangout Zoom meeting. Some people have been wanting to hang out and to chat with each other and actually see each other's faces. So 11 o'clock Sunday mornings, if you're in high school, we'll be emailing out the link for that. But then you can also look in the Instagram. I think we put that too. The Instagram for the high school hangout. That's just for our high school people. Hope to see you guys on Sunday at 11. And then our last thing here is our summer camp registrations are still open. Now, we had our summer camp episode, and some people asked, well, is camp still happening? So that's an interesting question because right now we don't know what's still happening. We don't know when they're going to let us kind of go back to some sort of a normal. But what we do know right now is that Forest Home has not canceled camp. They still have it on the books. They're still planning on doing camp. And so they have not canceled camp, which is great. That is a really good thing. But what that also means is right now, I actually asked Chris earlier if he'd be willing to pray, not just for camp, but for everything going on in the world, just so we can pause and do that. And so here's what I'm going to ask that you guys do. If you're out there, if you're listening to this podcast, or you're listening to this live stream, if you would pause whatever you're doing, like maybe you're, eating food, maybe you're talking to someone and kind of passively just kind of listening to what's going on. If you could just stop for a second, and as Chris prays, if you just go along with whatever he's praying so that all of our hearts and our minds would be united. And just think of it like we're sending up this like big song to God, just asking God for some things. And so let's do that together. So Chris, man, would you lead us up?
I would love to. Let's fire it up. All right, everybody, please join me in this prayer. All for one youth, unity prayer. Here we go. Oh, dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for allowing us another great one youth get together tonight. And we know that it's not the way we normally do it, but, we're so thankful that we still are even in contact with each other and that we have the technology to see each other or hear each other and that we're not just by ourselves. And it's just a great reminder, God, that you are always with us no matter what. And, God, we have some tough times that are going on down here and we want to lift them up in prayer, God. Now, not only do we ask about going to camp this year and we love going to camp because it brings us closer to you, God. And we just love to go and worship and praise you and meet new friends and learn about ourselves and learn more about you. And so we want to lift that up to you, God. But we also want to lift up all the people that work for us on that maybe are out of a job and maybe don't have, the money to pay their bills. And we ask that you watch over them. And, we want to thank you that we're still in a safe place and that we still have our health and that this hasn't really impacted our community really tragically yet. And we want to thank you for watching over us in that aspect. And, God, we just want to we want to lift up all the teachers. We want to lift up all the doctors and the nurses and the firefighters and the police and all the people that are, taking care of us, work at the grocery store and, the people that are still making sure that we have food, do get sick and just all taking care of us so we might, we just want to make sure that we thank you for keep them safe as well. And we also want to lift up all the people that are out of work and maybe are going through a tough time and don't necessarily have food to eat or money to pay their rent. And we just want to lift them up. And, we know there's a lot going on, God, but we know one thing, and that is no matter how big any of our problems ever are down here on earth, you are always big enough to take care of all of them. Not just one of them, not just two of them, all of them. And we put our faith and our hearts and our trust in you tonight, God, and just ask you continue to watch over us and guide us as a youth group and guide us as a church and guide us as a community, and let us be the angels that you use to help other people, God. We're just offering our hearts and our just our bodies and our everything that we have, all of our resources up to you tonight, God, in order to serve others and take care of others. And we just thank you for that opportunity. We thank you for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, brother Chris. Hey guys, I'm glad that you guys could all pray with us. What a good thing to do. What a great thing to do. And I just want to offer this up too. If you have like a prayer request, if there's something that you're going through and you would love prayer for it, and it doesn't have to be huge. It could be a small thing, like even a little thing, right? Lifting it up to the Lord is a great thing to do, and to get other people to do that too is great. So I'm going to recommend something, and that is, let's say in the next 24 hours, if you have a prayer request, if something comes up, even if it's small, would you text that to a friend who's here at youth group and just say, hey, can you pray for this for me? You could text me, you could text Chris, you could text Patrick, but even each other. Just send that prayer out to someone else so that the two of you can lift that up together in prayer to the Lord, because that is just such a good thing to do. That goes for us leaders too out there. Let's be praying for each other. As we sometimes feel a little isolated, it's great for us to be able to pray for each other. So let's continue to do that. All right, we're gonna move into a great time, one of my favorite times. And Patrick, who's making, he's pushing all the buttons, he's flipping all the switches, he's making all this stuff work well for us. Patrick, I think it is time for us to do some worship with Olivia.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, here she goes.
Hi guys. How is everyone doing? I know no one can respond to me right now, like, because it's just me, but I thought I would ask anyways. Okay. Tonight I'm gonna play Reckless Love, and again, if you can, and if you want to sing along, just, I know there's a delay and such, but yeah, so we're gonna do Reckless Love. I'm just gonna go now. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good
That
job.
was fantastic. I love that. I don't think I've heard you play it like that before. It's like a little new way of doing it on the guitar. I love it. Thank you, Olivia.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey, Olivia. Well, it's been so good to have you play for us, and I absolutely love it. And I know at some point we do want to get Matt on the drums, banging away. Maybe he can just play a whole song by himself, just on the drums.
That's what
But
I-
you know what? We are going to have our first guest come in. So Olivia, I got to say goodbye to you. So everyone in the chat, say goodbye to Olivia. We're gonna say goodbye. Olivia, thank you so much, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, Olivia.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Olivia.
So, Chris, we have our first guest coming in here, and this is about people who help out. This is the Paige.
Oh,
And she's
man.
connecting to the audio.
Hey, just coming on the
Boom.
show.
Yeah, Paige. Hey,
Hey,
we're
good
sorry.
to see you. How are you?
I'm sorry
good. How are you guys?
had to wait so long. We had you in our green room, our digital green room, waiting for like way too much time. How was our green room? Was it spacious? Was there bottled water?
It was
fresh
spacious. It was really pretty. It was really nice, actually.
That's nice.
Was it
Didn't
nice?
mind it.
That's good. Hey, so Paige, we wanted to have you on the show because something happened last week that I thought was fantastic. I'm going to tell the story and then let you kind of share a little bit about it because we're talking about people who help. And last week, there was a person in our church who really needed some help or wanted some help, needed some groceries. And someone wanted to help them really bad, and they couldn't do it. They weren't able to do it. And so I just sent a text out to a few people and said, any of you like able to escape your house and buy groceries for someone to drop them off? And Paige was like, I think I can do it. So Paige, you are our hero for the day. Thank you for doing good and helping others out. So tell us, what was that like? What did you do?
Yeah, so it was actually really fun for me. I personally love grocery shopping for some strange reason. So when I found out I had to go to Sprouts, I've never been to Sprouts before. So I think the hardest part was like finding my way around probably, and like finding everything. But Eva actually sent me like a list of everything that Christina needed. So I just went to Sprouts, I got everything, and I sent Eva a receipt. And then she also had sent me Christina's address. So I went over to her apartment, and it was kind of fun because it was like a little ding dong ditch type of thing, except in a good way. I'm like helping her. So I like dropped everything off and like kind of like knocked on her door and like ran because I don't know. I didn't know. Some people are more cautious about like the 6 feet thing, and I don't know. I didn't know.
Did you actually run? Like physically, like, or was it a fast walk, or did you like was it like the starting blocks at a track meet, or look like?
It was more of like a fast walk, you know, like I did run a little bit. I don't know. I was scared for some reason, but it was fun. So I kind of like ran off to the side, and then it was so cute. She kind of like went up to the window and like knocked on the window and waved because Christina only speaks Spanish. So I was also probably not going to be able to hold a conversation with her based on what I've learned in school. So it was just really cute being able to like wave to her, and she like waved at me through the window, and it was awesome. It was so much fun.
That's great, man. It's great hearing this from you because, usually you think about getting help from other people and that being fun, but helping other people to you is like a highlight of your week, which is pretty crazy. Hey, Chris, you got any questions for Paige?
Man, of course I got some questions.
That's right, you do.
For Paige. Paige, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Paige, thank you so much for being our hero of the week. Man, that's so awesome. So now, when you were going over here to do that, like, what does that even mean to you, right? Like, I mean, obviously it's a good deed. That's the common sense part of it. But like, what was to give us the feelings of emotions that you had once you left there? Like what do you mean?
Yeah, so I was kind of thinking about it from her perspective, and just kind of thinking about being in her position, how scary everything that's going on must be, and how scary it is just to leave your house. So for me, it was more just like, if I was in that position, in that same position where it was really risky for me to leave, then I would love it if someone like thought of that, or if someone did that for me. So it's kind of, I always have from elementary school the golden rule like engraved in my brain about just like doing things for others that I would want others to do for me. So that's kind of where my head was at with all of that.
Nice. And just out of curiosity, you're not trying to blow her up, since we don't know her anyway. What was like the most interesting thing on the grocery list? Like did she get anything like kind of out there, not out there in a weird way, but you know what I mean? Like we're somewhere you're like, what? She wants like protein fueled waffles. Like, why would you want that? Like that.
So the surprising thing was it was all fruits and vegetables and then rice. So it was like no protein, which for me, that kind of surprised me. So I don't know if she maybe already has like 3 chickens at her house, or if she was just really into her fruit and veggie salad stuff this week. I don't know, but they were out of rice at the store. They only had like, I was able to snag one of the last boxes. So that was kind of surprising, was they were out of rice. So yeah.
That's an interesting one, isn't it? Now, I would assume, since you're a grocery shopping expert like yours truly, like you went through the produce with like a fine-tooth comb, did you not? Were you like testing avocados? Were you like the tomatoes?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I had my gloves on, but I'm very picky about choosing my fruits and vegetables. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna throw this out here. I know we're already friends, Paige, but if I was locked in my house, I would probably pick you to be my official grocery shopper anyway, even before hearing this story. I just want to, in case you ever get an email, just know that this was premeditated, all right?
Awesome. Oh, yeah, totally.
No, but Paige, we just want to acknowledge you and say, you're an amazing human being already, but we just love what you do for the community, and we're so proud of you. And you know, we know that she was so grateful that you were able to do that for her. So it did mean a lot. And so we just really wanted you to know that. So great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
and thank you so much, Paige. That was amazing that you're able to help. And you're a high school senior right now, and I know it's a tough time for high school seniors. It's a weird time for high school seniors. Paige, have you chosen a school? Is it like Instagram official yet where you're going?
It it is actually. I'm going to the University of Michigan next year. I
That's
know
right.
Chris said it was going to be cold, but it's
No!
I know.
Don't do it. What are you doing?
But I'm so
gonna
excited.
see-
Sorry?
I was just gonna say, how are we gonna see you? That's a long ways away. It's gonna take me a long time to ride my skateboard all the way over there. No, good for you. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Go blue,
Thank
right?
you.
Is that what they say? Go big
Yeah,
blue?
go blue.
Is that what
Go
Michigan
blue.
is? Yeah,
They're
good
just
for
a
you.
color? Is that all they are? Is just a color? They're just blue?
They're the Wolverines.
The
Oh,
Wolverines.
that's right.
It's
That's
like
a little
blue
more
and yellow.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
No,
Good
that's
times.
a great school. Congratulations. That's a big accomplishment. Good for you.
Thank you.
So proud
Thank
of you.
you so much.
Congrats, Paige. All right, Paige. We'll see you later.
Bye guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye, Paige. Take care.
Hey, I noticed the chat keeps moving along. A lot of people in there. Even have Chris Stein from back in the day logged in under his mom's account, Sue Stein. Shout out to Sue Stein, or Chris, or whoever it is. You never know.
Well, Chris Stein is on there, man. What's that? Tell that guy to call up, man. We need to have a conversation with that
I
guy.
know. We need to talk.
Man, don't
We
go
need to
those
talk.
Chris Stein. We're on to you, buddy.
Hey, you know what? We have someone who's connected to the audio right now. It is the one, the only, Margaret Watts. Margaret, Maggie Watts. I'm sorry, I can't help but call you Margaret because I think it's the coolest name ever.
I beg to differ, but
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go with Maggie. We'll go with Maggie or Mags or whatever. Now, Maggie, what is the weirdest nickname you've ever had?
I have a friend that calls me Marge, which is an old woman.
Marge.
So is Margaret.
Yeah, Marge. That is a very unique nickname to be called Marge. And they're still your friend, though, so I guess that's working out.
Yeah.
Marge.
Hey, well, I wanted to have you on the show because I know that, I've known your family for a while, and I know you've done things like Community Surf Day. You've done Come Build Hope a lot, haven't you?
At least twice.
At least twice, at least 2 times. So you've done Come Build Hope. You do a lot of the helpful things at the church. But I'm wondering right now, in these last 4 or 5 weeks of being kind of locked in, how have you seen people helping others? Like, what comes to mind when I ask that question?
I think the thing is just like checking in on your friends, making sure that they're like healthy and like still doing stuff, not completely bummed. But my chem teacher has been like doing question of the days where she like sends something out. She's like, "What's the favorite show you've binge watched this week?" And like,
What teacher is this?
my chem teacher.
That has nothing to do with chemistry.
But when we were in chem, she would always have like cute little like question of the day, talk with your table, and so she's doing them digitally, and she'll like respond individually to every single person's answer.
Oh.
It's a little excessive, but it's cute. She's trying her best, so I think it's nice.
You're noticing the effort. That's good, right? You're seeing the effort from those teachers. Now, are all your teachers putting in an equal amount of effort, or some exceeding over others?
Definitely my chem teacher is putting in the most effort, I think. I have a homeroom meeting, my first homeroom meeting on Friday, which
What do you think you guys are gonna talk about?
I have no idea.
Like, I don't even know what that means.
You're like, I'm at home for a homeroom meeting. This is like a first thing.
Yeah.
First time ever in the history of homeroom has homeroom happened from your actual home. Wow, that should be interesting. That should be really interesting. Hey, Chris, you got to come up with some questions, man. I know you're ready with them. I know you're ready to go. You got pen in hand.
You know, I'm always ready for questions. Mags, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome as always. You know me. So Mags, what did you answer to that question anyway? What show have you been binge watching?
Oh, I've been watching Grey's Anatomy for like 3 years.
Wow.
It's like 15 seasons, and they're all like 40 minutes. So I'm nearing the end, so that's exciting.
Is this your first time watching it?
Is it? Do you think they're gonna send you like a certificate or something? I feel
I
like
think
you're
they
putting a lot of
should.
effort in on that.
I definitely think they should. I deserve one.
It's so funny because every time I think I've asked you that question like 2 or 3 times before in other interviews that we've done like on the podcast, and you've been telling me this for like the last year. I don't know why you keep forgetting it. You know what I mean? You've been watching the same show since I known you.
Oh,
Max, what's been like the nicest thing you've seen in social media that somebody has done for somebody else? Have you seen like a cool story or something about a health worker or I don't know, like a food drive or something like that?
yeah. I mean, most of like the like private companies that I follow on Instagram and stuff are doing like, oh, half of our proceeds are going to Feeding San Diego or um, something along those lines. But there's also this organization that I follow that like they go to Mexico and they like get stray dogs and they like give them all the shots that they need and they're still working, which I think is crazy. They didn't stop. But they've like rescued like 200 dogs since quarantine, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And I got one more question for you too. Max, who would you vote as most essential worker? Like, who are the people that you think are like most essential? Like that not just like that. I guess that it made the biggest impact on you during this time. How about that?
On me, I mean, obviously like the doctors, but I'm not sick, so I think teachers are definitely essential. They're keeping us fairly entertained, trying to teach us stuff. But yeah, I'd say teachers, probably.
I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, I love that answer, right?
Maggie, you told me something when I talked to you earlier. You said, I said, what can you do from home to help, right? So, like, not everyone, like Paige, is able, their parents are not cool with them just going out of the house. Like, they're on full lockdown. You don't go out of the house except maybe for some exercise. But I'm wondering for you, how have you been able to try to help?
I think you've.
Have you anything?
Jamie, could you re-ask that for us? You kind of froze
sorry.
there.
I've got all sorts of internet issues on my house, unfortunately, tonight. The question is, how have you been able to help at your house? What have you been able to do to try to help other people?
I think, I mean, just like I said earlier, just checking in on like friends and even people you haven't talked to in a while. It's a great time to just send a text and make sure that they're healthy and all of that. So yeah, I think just like checking in on your friends.
I also heard something about a sewing project.
Oh, my friend's mom asked me to make her family 8 masks. Just she was like, we can't find masks, so I.
Oh, what?
Oh!
You actually have a sewing machine out. That sewing machine is giant. That was huge.
Yeah. So I made them 8 masks.
Yeah, that is quite the flex. That is.
How
I don't even know how to begin to even think about doing that.
how long does it take to make a mask for you?
Not too long. Maybe like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
How long do you think it would take me? Like 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. By this time next year, I might be wrapping it up.
Yikes. Well, I love the fact that you're able to still do stuff from home. And I also want to kind of give a shout out to something that the church has going on. We do community serve day every year. And Maggie, you actually were a community serve day leader. You've done it a couple years in a row where you've helped put a project together. But right now they're doing this thing called CSD, Community Serve Day, CSD 365. And the idea of that is that there are people who have needs out there, and there are people who have ways of helping. And so, if you know of anyone who has a need, you can go to that website and see maybe some of the opportunities they have and try to contact someone through that. But more importantly, if you have a way that you want to help out, like if you want to do a grocery delivery, if you want to make some blankets, they're actually making 50 blankets and they need people to help like tie those things together and do all that. There are people who are like ready and willing to help you help other people. So check that out. That's you can go to the church website and get through it that way. It's also Community Serve Day 365 or CSD 365. And so check out that thing and see. You could even be helping right now from home. And I think we'll put a link in the chat so you can take a look at that. And Maggie, we're gonna say goodbye. We have one more person we got to talk to. Thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you for sewing masks for your neighbors to keep them healthy.
No problem.
Thanks.
Bye, Maggie.
Bye.
Thanks for being on the show, Mags. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
I can't believe she forgot to talk about the sewing the mask thing, and she's sitting in front of the sewing machine. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, come on, Maggie. What do you do at home? She's like, I'm just doing what I can. Just doing what I can.
Yeah.
She's so humble. I know.
That's amazing. That's what
Hi.
to do.
Hey.
Mackenzie. Hey, Mackenzie. Hey, before we go any further at all, I just want to give you a chance. And I don't know if you've done this. Is it official where you're going to school?
Yeah, I posted on Instagram today.
Oh, okay. So for those of us who haven't had the chance to check the gram, where is Mackenzie going to school next year?
I'm going to Chapman. It's in Orange County, so not too far.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Chapman,
nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is
Nice job.
that is yes, that's a high-end school. And Mackenzie, you're
It
a
is.
high-end person, so that makes sense.
Thanks.
Kind of fits. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope we get to go to like school.
Yeah.
Because I've been like hearing that we're not gonna start, or like we're gonna start halfway through fall semester, or not until spring semester, or something like that.
You know, I have heard that like Cal State Fullerton has completely done away with classroom classes. They're never going to do it again. Have you heard anything like that from Chapman?
No.
What?
Not yet. I know there's some colleges that like have officially canceled like fall semester, but a lot of them haven't like said anything officially. It's just like they're talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say we're all very, very proud of you and all the work that you put into it and all the extra stuff I know that you've done at school, like yearbook. And just curious, how did yearbook go? How did that work? I mean, did you guys get enough stuff in that, or did you have to scramble at the end to make the yearbook come together?
Our last day of school, my last class of the day was yearbook, and like we basically had to finish the whole book that day.
Wow.
So, like the whole period, we were all just like trying to figure everything out, and then whatever didn't get done kind of got finished by like the editor-in-chief. And there's gonna be a book, but the spring sports, like all of those are canceled, so I don't really think that like there's no pictures of any of the spring sports or anything. So there's like a little like blurb about like Corona and an apology, but like it got done, so that's good.
Wow.
I think they should have just put a full page picture of your face on every page that they didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
content for. Like it's
Yeah.
a placeholder.
That
Yeah.
might scare people, Jamie. I don't know.
No, it'd be encouraging. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, Mackenzie, she'll make the yearbook. This is great."
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we are here because we wanted to ask you about how you seeing people help others. And I know that your mom has an interesting job that involves being essential and helping others. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So my mom is a hospice worker, and so for like those of you that don't know, she basically like helps patients and families who are like dying or are about to die, and making sure they're comfortable, whatever, and like make sure the families are comfortable. And so she has to go like in the field, is what she says, a lot still, because even though all this corona stuff is going on, there's still like people that need to be supported and families that need to be supported through like their deaths. But it's a lot of the facilities that she goes into have a bunch of patients with who have tested positive for corona. So she's been having to like hazmat suit up, and like she comes home and like makes sure that she takes off all of like her clothes before she even walks in the house, and like showers right away, and is just trying to like protect me from it. But she's not going out as much, which is good. Her like boss is like letting them like kind of chill out for a little bit, but so she's doing a lot of like FaceTime calls with families and stuff. But I a lot of like my friends and like family friends have been bringing my mom like groceries so that she doesn't have to go out, because she's scared that like if she had it and like got it from these patients, like if she went out to get stuff, she might give it to other people. So for us, like my friends' parents have been a really big help, like bringing us stuff.
Wow, that's cool. So you've actually been able to receive help from other people, and you've got to watch your mom help other people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've helped other people as well in all this. So yeah, so that's great. It's great to hear that there are people we know who are out there helping. Uh, just to let you guys know, if you're a hospice worker, typically, yeah, when you go out in the field, it means you're going into people's homes or into places kind of where they live, and it's the work that those people do, man. I gotta tell you, those people are saints going into people's homes and trying to give as much comfort as they can during really difficult times, physical comfort and a lot of just help and support. So,
Yeah.
especially during this time, that's a really hard job. So, tell your mom thank you from us for what she's doing.
I will.
You could say that Patrick, Jamie, and Chris want to say thank you for her work.
Okay.
There you go. I'm sure you're going to do that first thing as soon as you're
I
off this
will.
call. You'll be like, Mom, listen, real important. Jamie says thank you.
I'm gonna go out and get dinner and tell her.
There you go. Hey, if you know anything about Chris Stewart, you know he's got questions for you right now.
Yes.
So, Chris.
Oh, you know I do.
Oh, I know you do.
Mackenzie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, thanks. Hey, I just got a couple questions for you. First off, I just want to say congratulations on getting into Chapman and going to Chapman. I know last time I talked with you, you were looking at a couple different places.
Yeah.
Now, what made you choose Chapman? Because I know you were thinking about, and like it was kind of like you couldn't travel to other schools. Did that have something to do with it, or did you really just decide this is the one for you? Did you pray about it? What happened?
It's actually kind of a funny story. I was not planning on going to Chapman at all. I got into
That's what I thought.
a lot of schools that I wanted to, and so I had like a good variety of schools to choose from, and I'm like the worst decision maker. So I finally had like come to the conclusion that I actually wanted to go to University of Wisconsin for a bunch of different reasons, but I like made that decision. I was talking to my mom about it. It was good. And then we had to FaceTime my dad about it. And my dad's a Marine, so they give us like money to go to school basically. And what ended up happening is we basically thought that they would pay more money out of state than they actually do. And so if I went to Wisconsin, I would have to take out loans. And my dad was like not a big fan of that. And the reason I decided Chapman is because Chapman basically gave me like a full ride. So I would go to school there for like literally free. And it just didn't make sense to like pay for out of state tuition and like be in debt. And so it wasn't my first choice at all. But I'm excited, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to make the most of it, and like I'll probably love it. And it's not too far from my dad, and it's not too far from here. So if I ever needed anything, it's not a plane ride away. It's just a drive. So that's good.
And you know what? Like, one of my absolute best friends that I've known for my whole life went there. She absolutely loved it, and she went to church for a little while that's up near the school called Rock Harbor. She would probably recommend it. It's a great school. So congratulations. That is super exciting.
Yeah. And how smart is Mackenzie to get a full ride to that school too? I mean, good grief.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm so freaked out at how successful you people are. This is amazing. I mean, I didn't like doubt it, but that's crazy, right? Man, I had to give them all the money and some more to let me into my college. They're like, listen, man, your brain level's not quite where it needs to be. You're gonna have to give us a little bit more, a little side money, make it happen. Not really. Doesn't work that way. All right.
Right. Yeah, Mackenzie, I got one more question, and I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here. So, if you feel comfortable answering this, but with the whole thing of not having, like the whole graduation ceremony coming together, I know that you were kind of dealing with that as well, which is very understandable, right? Having all the end of the year festivities and stuff like that, and then now with the corona, and then also having your mom working such an intense like work environment. How are you holding up emotionally? Like, how are you doing? How can like we pray for you? Because I feel like that's like a lot of stress and disappointment and things like that. That, I mean, for anybody, it would be a lot. Not that it's necessarily overwhelming, but just like, how are you coping with that?
Not gonna lie, it's been a pretty rough month. There's definitely been a lot of tears and like anger, but I'm just trying my best to like focus on the positive, and like I'm just hoping that this doesn't last forever. And I'm basically just distracting myself. I have school obviously that I have to keep up with, and then like I've been painting recently, which has like helped relieve my stress, and like watching Netflix. And then honestly, like the best thing has been like going outside on walks. That's all my mom lets me do, and it's so nice that I actually get to like go outside still. I don't really get to see my friends, but that's what FaceTime has been for. But I'm just trying to like do whatever I can to like kind of not forget about everything that's going on, but just kind of like ease the stress a little, because I get stressed out very easily. And so I've just been kind of trying to distract myself, but I'm doing fine, like as well as I can be for like the circumstances. So, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah. No, that's good, and thanks for being honest. I mean, that's the whole point. It's good to talk about this kind of stuff, And I'll tell you, there's not a day's gone by that I haven't thought about you. I'll be honest with you. Like in the last month and a half since we talked on that day, and I've been keeping you and all the other high school seniors and people in prayers. And I'm actually coming out with like a commencement speech that I'm going to put on like my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? For a lot of people that aren't going to have ceremonies, so that we get like a cool motivational speaker to acknowledge you guys for all the hard work that you're doing. And I just wanted to do that now. You know what I mean? Just see how you're doing, but. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think you're doing awesome, and you have a big, great, bright future, and we're all so proud of you. And the way that you handle yourself and the way you're there for your family and everything like that. So kudos to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mackenzie.
I miss you all.
We miss you too. We miss everyone out in the chat and everyone who's watching this. It's been hard, man. Chris, how have you been feeling about all this stuff? I mean, you love being around people, man. Oh, bye, Mackenzie.
Bye.
Take care, Mackenzie. Oh yeah, I make the most of it, but I'll tell you, I have a really hard time not being around people. And
Yeah.
and I'm lucky that I'm an essential worker, so at least I get to get out of the house every day. And I mean, I just go to a conference room and then set up a big TV and do like therapy sessions through like a Zoom call. It's a private high tech Zoom call, but so I have interaction with people on a daily basis, and I've been helping out a lot of people over the phone, and I still like going to the grocery store now is like going to like Six Flags for me. You know what I mean? I just walk around for like 10 minutes just talking to people, like, you know what I mean? Safe distancing. But I was like, hey, I say hi to everybody. You know what I mean? They're like, what's that guy doing, man? We don't know him. But, I'm like, tonight is like the highlight of my week. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we get to see all the kids, and even just being on the chat with you guys is awesome. And, but I'll tell you, I'm definitely ready for it to be over. You know what I mean? And I realize that it's a serious thing, and there's a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends that work in hospitals and in New York and Boston, firefighter friends too, and so they give me a different portrait of what it's really going on. Out here, we don't really see a lot of the collateral damage, and we kind of feel like it's maybe all blown up, but like I get friends calling me from back east, and they are not having fun, man. Like they are not even. Like they want it to be over too, but they want it to be over in a different way, and so I got to just remember that we got to all kind of bond together. And even though it might not be affecting us in this community right now, that's not what it's about. It's about helping everybody out and, doing our part to be responsible to make sure that, the people that we do care about don't even come close to it. Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, Chris,
I definitely miss hanging out.
Chris, I'm gonna make your night. You said it's already the best night of your week. I'm gonna make your night even better. I got a guest caller on the line right now. Hey, you're on the air.
What up? Let's rock.
I brought in a special guest, Chris Stein.
Hello, caller.
Chris,
hello.
What's doing, you maniac?
Chris Stein, my friend. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
Okay. How's the quarantine in the Stein household?
Oh man, how is it not in the Stein household? We're all in this house together, and we're staying strict with the rules. And I'm kind of going crazy, but it's a good crazy, I think.
Okay, good crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know a lot of good crazies out there, but you're going a little crazy. So tell me this: what's the craziest thing you've done because you've been bored out of your mind or clawing at the walls? Like, when you say you feel like you're going crazy, what does that mean? What does that look like?
Oh man, well, I want to say the craziest thing I've done. This was when quarantine first happened, when the rules weren't as strict. And I was up in Reading. It was about 10:30 at night, and I was like, I need to get out of here. So me and my friend, we drove 3 hours to the coast through the night, and it was very disappointing because there was nothing there except for ocean. And yeah, so that's probably the craziest thing I've done.
How is the ocean disappointing?
Well, why did it take you 3 hours? It's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, no.
What are you doing, Chris? You're making stories up on our show? How dare you?
No. Just in Reading. Reading is 3 hours away from the coast, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I missed that part. It kind of glitched on you. All right, that makes more sense then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, how has your supernatural school been going, man? I know you go to the School of Supernatural Ministry. Isn't that what they call it still?
Yeah, it really is. It's been going really good. We've been doing school online right now. We finish up in a week, but it's definitely been one of the most transformative year of my life. I've learned so much about me and my relationship with Jesus, and it's so amazing.
Amen, man. Amen.
Kristen, I gotta be honest, man. I miss you, brother. Oh, I miss having you around. So I can't believe you're actually back in town now, and I can't even come give you a hug. That stinks for me.
I know. I miss you too.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to. We definitely have to see you here before you head back. I'm sure. Hopefully, we'll get that chance. But super proud of you too, man. Great job on going to school and I mean, I can only imagine the transformative year you had, man. That's so awesome. What's been
Thank you, man.
How's the music been going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. I have so much free time, so I just do like 3 hours of music a day, and then a good 3 hours of Minecraft a day, and a good 3 hours of school a day.
Minecraft.
Yeah, actually, I've been playing with Anthony Mazza and Andrew Stewart.
Oh, nice.
Good times. Little Minecraft
Sweet.
stuff. Love it.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Andrew. He's in the comments. I love you, brother.
Oh, nice.
Good. What a nice shout out. You know, we haven't had a shout out in a while. I'm appreciative of that shout out. That's so good.
Yeah. Well, Chris, thanks for getting on the show and chatting it up with us. Stay safe out there. I'm glad that the Stein household is going great, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon.
All right, thanks, Pat.
Yeah.
See you, Jamie. See you, Chris.
Thanks for calling in, brother. Good to talk to you, man. Keep up the great
Yeah,
work.
you too.
Super proud of you, brother.
Thank you very much.
See you later, man.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Love you, Chris.
Well, I think we're nearing the end of our scheduled show. This is like the worst time of the night.
Saddest time of the week.
I know.
I know.
The saddest time of the week. Yeah,
Dude, that was so awesome. You got Chris Stein on the show.
Yeah, I'm up for any challenge. Next week, give me a different name. I'll get whoever you want on the show. So,
all right, we're gonna expect it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone in the chat for tuning in. All the names, it's so cool to see. David Butterfield, it's so cool to see you on there. Chris, Amy, Ezra, Matthew, Elizabeth, just scrolling through. All you band people. I'm gonna try to get you all together. Maybe we'll do some bigger style of worship something for next week. Let's try to do something super special.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll get you all on somehow.
Yeah,
I'll be reaching out to you. This was a great show. Remember, you can reach all of us. Our contact information is down in the description, and it'll also be up as text at the end of the video here. Email us, text us, just reach out however you want. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions about future shows, just let us know. And like I said, we got lots of great content for your ears. So go bless your ears listen to some of the stuff we make. Yeah. So.
Hey, and one more parting note I just want to throw out before everyone is out there is tonight we talked about being kind and how great it is to be kind to each other, and the ultimate kindness was the kindness of Jesus Christ. Scripture actually tells us that it is God's kindness that leads us to repentance and to turning back towards Him. So if you've experienced kindness from the Lord, the natural act is to repent, to turn back to the Lord. And so I just want to throw that out there for everyone. When you are kind to other people, you are doing a gracious act. And hopefully in some way, you're leading people back to the Lord. So blessings to everyone out there. I'm so glad that we could have you. And we're going to have to call it a night and say goodbye. So we'll see you all hopefully sooner than later. Blessings.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
Take care.